Yeah.
What's up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Take MLB DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I am joined once again by the true OG, the one, the only man with 8 Ds. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6 or 7, but 8 Ds. Paulie D. You can find him on Twitter at Paulie with 8 Ds. Paulie, what's happening, bro?
What's up, man? It's really not once again because this is a podcast and I ain't done one.
Is this the first MLB one
at all
of this year?
So.
Obviously, they started off with the three OGs,
of course,
3 amigos.
And I have no idea because we do so many shows that it kind of falls, into oblivion. Yeah. But I think this is my first time on the baseball.
Like you said, we do so many shows together, and I don't even know what it is anymore. It's just basketball, baseball. Yeah. We do so many that I don't know if is it a podcast or a live stream. Don't make a difference though. It ain't nothing. It's just how it is, man. It's like butter. You know what I mean? Smooth. Like butter, baby. Smooth. Shout out to MG of the Wise Take Nation, the Wise Take Nation member. Dripping his sweat. He's dripping his sweat right now in the mini max on DraftKings. Currently winning a cool 5 G's, 5K. That would have sounded cooler if I said K. So pretend. Rack. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, he's dripping. He's looking good too. I mean, there's a few threats, but
we gonna get my man.
The drip.
We're gonna get my man the win. He's got McHugh. We're gonna get my man the win. Give him a little more security. Give him a little more space. Give him some space action.
Show
them. And take it down. We represent the nation. Another good night in general. I think Paulie. I think you and I on the Wise stream. We did mention the Phillies. We discussed that we thought it was a good spot for the bats. But the Rhys Hoskins thing, him not being in there, did kind of lower interest a little bit personally, so we didn't play as much as we would have hoped. But the stuff that we did well. It's just it wasn't as well as Real Muto and Kingery and
it's that stack. Stack. And the guys that went off are the guys you would have played. It was if you put the 150 teams, you had to have a few. I only had 16 MLB. I was building them. I would have had 2 or 3, but when Hoskins was out of the lineup, he was the key righty, and I bailed out of him, and they went off. But there was other offenses that was only in donkeys that you needed that. They weren't owned in the higher dollars, so a $27 single entry, you still could have done. You could have took it down with other stacks, and we mostly caught the teams that scored runs. We weren't on the Giants who scored 7, but we were on Oakland.
Yeah.
We were on the Twins. Yeah, Houston. That's what I meant. Houston. We were on Houston. We were on the Twins. We were on Tampa, who I don't know how many they put up.
But your boy Avi did, though.
Avi. Yo, when Avi's stealing bases, bro, that's just play him. He is feeling good.
Avi did thy dirty to thy neighbor today.
Yeah, he was in the Don Watch of the
man.
Stream,
and you know who else was? My boy Yonder, man. I took a chance, threw it Yonder in the Don Watch on the Y stream.
Yeah, he got you
late though.
Got you late.
Had himself a big day. Yeah, you're right. It was.
I think Avi was more of a chance. I thought Yonder was. When you said that, I was like, yeah. I think Avi was more of the wild card.
I don't know, man. I don't ever play Yonder. I did today, obviously, but I never play that guy. It takes me so much.
Yeah. Yesterday when I was stacking the White Sox and me, you, and Joe were talking post-show, pre-show, whatever, and I was like Yonder or Abreu, and you guys both said Abreu. I like Yonder. I don't know who did better. I think
they both suck, to be honest with you.
Yesterday.
So FanDuel, it looks like once again, Paulie, they're doing this early start thing, which is kind of it's kind of ruffling our schedule from what we're used to and what we do. The Y streams has to be a little earlier now again. Thanks to the lovely FanDuel people. Cool. And on this particular slate, they may have bailed the slate out in terms of pitching. We did look, and it's a pretty ugly pitching slate. The DraftKings pitching slate is terrible. But in general, I don't like it, man. I don't like this losing. I don't like losing time. I really don't, man. You know what I mean? I just
No, and then like we do everything earlier, and then lock takes longer to
yeah,
get
man.
there.
I don't like it.
It doesn't work. It doesn't jive with my schedule very much, and I don't like, like you kind of put in the research for both slates simultaneously. Like, it's not like you're like, oh, point per dollar. So if a guy's in a good spot offensively, it doesn't matter if he's 3K or 3.9. You're gonna play those guys. So
You're gonna play
like
those
it
guys.
forces you onto
PayPal
3 games of research. Better, but it forces you into like 3 games you're not gonna fully research. You're gonna like half-ass it if you don't play those sites. It's just not good. There's no need to do it. I don't like it.
Yeah. No, I agree. MG, we have corrupted MG to the core. You know what he just said in the YouTube chat? He says, "You guys are effing me up right now." Ha ha ha.
Oh yeah, he's just jinxing. It's like posting a screenshot in the Slack chat.
When we first opened the Slack and like people were in there screenshots galore, and like it took us so long to tell everybody like, "Yo, don't do it."
Yeah, the jinx is real, dog.
Yes, it has been. But it doesn't jive with the schedule. I agree. Let's take a look here. Paulie, we usually start off with cash games. We've been doing the new format. I know I know you've been listening. But cash games, now we have to kind of separate it because there's more pitchers on FanDuel, and one particular pitcher who I think is in the conversation that is not on DraftKings, and that is Carlos Carrasco. But SP1, on DraftKings, I think it's Cole Hamels, and on FanDuel, what do you think? Do you stick with Hamels? Or do you think you go to Carrasco coming off of a terrible start against Kansas City?
I think you go to Carrasco. It's a great park. Both the other righties have done well, and you may catch like a good or two bats out of the lineup because it's kind of like that last day of the series, and sometimes they rest guys on traveling days and whatnot. So I think you go to Carrasco. He's not too much more expensive than Cole Hamels, and he's got way more upside. And I think you just go there. If you get shelled, you get shelled. But that's the right play. He's got 10K. Shouldn't give up many runs. Where Cole Hamels, he should do well, but how many strikeouts he's going to get could be half the amount, and that could really hurt.
Yes, indeedy. On DraftKings, you're just kind of stuck with Hamels here, man, because
on DraftKings, you just don't play cash unless you're a psychopath. Take a day off. You just don't have to do it.
It sounds like Joey's preaching is starting to get
No, not a full day off. Just
from cash games.
Which contest you enter, where you put your investment, it actually makes a huge difference now. Now, the rakes are so high, right? 2 years ago, you could finish 10th in a contest, like a $50 entry contest, and win 800, and you'd be pumped. Now you finish 10th, you might pour extra money. So contest selection, all that is really important. So if there's not a good cash slate, take the day off from cash and just lower your GPP investment and just have a fun day. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm with it, man. I'm with it. But to make things more exciting on DraftKings, you have to pick a second pitcher for these cash games. So not only are you kind of stuck rolling with Cole Hamels and DraftKings cash, but you're also stuck with I don't even know what to call these guys.
Yeah.
We got a big group of something. Paulie, what do you like? Is there a person that's maybe this guy? I don't know.
So I think after a full session of research, one or two guys could emerge. But my thinking right now is the cheapest guy you can live with, right? At this point, pitchers have been getting beat up, multiple pitchers per slate. Doesn't matter if they're aces, not aces. The bats have been blowing up to start the season. The home run pace is record breaking, and people are saying the ball is juiced again. There's a slightly different mechanism to the manufacturing of the baseball. So why would you spend up on pitching when even if they all don't get crushed, there's probably very little separation. So you want that money to set you apart with bats. But I think that the core idea is who's the cheapest guy I can live with. And I think my answer to that is going to be Jeremy Hellickson against the Giants at home in Washington. And, right? Like, you agree with that, right?
And I do. And that is why you don't play cash tomorrow.
Yeah, because you're rolling with Hamels and Hellickson. Wow.
And a cascade, baby. Yeah, man, I agree with you completely. I think that, like you said, the cheapest person you can handle, and then like the next metric, the next metric, and like determining is the opponent. Is like who's the easiest path to success here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's like the least of a roadblock. And the Giants did beat up on Strasburg, but again, you don't want to overreact. Over the course of the season, they have been awful. They would be one of the worst offenses. I think it makes sense. And I think it's terrible.
Looked good his first start, threw 100 pitches. Had a tough opponent against Philly on the road. Like, in cash, he seems right now the most safe. And maybe we'll find something else, but right now, first look, he feels like the safest. And at 7-1, he's not the cheapest, but he's close. You know, there's guys you could spend a little more on. Like, what do you think about Godley or Gausman? Do you think the field may go there?
I don't know. I mean, I do. I do think that it's possible that people go to. Yeah, I think they're going to go to the favorite if they're going to come here. But I personally, and I don't hate the idea of Gausman. You know, I think you're right. I think a lot of people may decide to just go like Hamels Gausman. I think that could be a pretty popular pairing, and then just try to get the value bats. Yeah.
Or we failed to mention the weather situation in the Minnesota-Toronto game. Like, Odorizzi is 7-7 against Toronto. I'm pretty sure he throws sliders. They struggle versus that. But the problem is the weather there, right?
No. That's a really good point. We jumped the gun with Hellickson. I think that Odorizzi is in strong consideration against Toronto. If that game, me and you looked and we saw that there's some bad weather, but we don't actually know. So, like, if the weather's good, then Odorizzi is a good play. I think in tournaments, sure. On cash games, like, that's the problem, right? Like, Hellickson, I don't mind throwing him in a tournament on the slate. It's the idea of throwing him in a cash game where it's like, you know, you're usually risking a little bit more money in general, and like you're wanting to win a high percentage of these contests, and like you're like Jeremy Hellickson, like, you know what I mean? That's like the. But yeah, Odorizzi, I think you're right. If the weather were to clear up or it was fine, I think Odorizzi would be the preferred option. You know, you get some strikeout upside. Toronto's been a struggling offense. I know they put up runs today. I know, but it took a while to get going, and the numbers still point to them. Man, their strikeout rates against righties are just phenomenal right now. You know what I mean? Smell me. Phenomenal. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Samsonite. Tournaments. Gausman, you brought him up already. Thornton, like, I'm just reading you like the guys that are up top here right now on DraftKings. So after Hamels, Gausman, Thornton, Chirinos, who's listed as the probable long reliever. Which do you like the best? Gausman, I'm assuming? Rank these guys.
Out of that crew?
Rank these guys.
Chirinos.
Interesting.
Chirinos for sure. Against Baltimore in that big park, like, he's got the best strikeout stuff of that group. You know, like, and it seems like it's probably going to be him. When they list like that in like the DraftKings note, it's going to be the guy, and we'll check with that beat writer on Twitter. Like, I feel like it's fairly safe when we get those confirmations that he's going to actually play. And that opponent, that park, like, yes.
Yeah. I smell you.
Who's yours?
I think I'd have to say Chirinos too, and like, I think like Gausman would be most people's answer, but I just don't love picking on Arizona, man. I just don't think their lineup. They have a few guys who will strike out, but in general, I don't think they have a super strikeout heavy lineup. More so against lefties, I guess.
It depends. Depends on the lineup. You got to check that.
Yeah, that's definitely worth peeping. Yes, you do want to peep that. But yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, when I was looking at it before, I got a little worried because he only went like 2 innings, but it looks like he got rocked against the Blue Jays. That's why I'll say this. I would agree with you as Chirinos, but I don't really love this tier. You know what I'm saying? And that makes me nervous, man. You know what I'm saying? Makes me uncomfortable.
I don't like the tier either.
Let's check out the next tier. So Godley, Odorizzi, Lance Lynn. I'll cut it there. Rank those three.
Godley, Odorizzi, Lance Lynn. So if Odorizzi is definitely number one if we accept the weather. If the weather's a problem, then he's worse. And then it was Godley and who?
Lance Lynn.
Lance Lynn. Yeah, Lance Lynn. I'll take anyone against the Angels, especially a lot of righties, versus anyone against the Braves.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I really don't like taking people against the Braves. I would have to agree with you. Odorizzi number one for sure. I don't like any of this. Yep. I really don't. Oh, here we go. No, it doesn't get any better. Samardzija, Alcantara, Hellickson. Doesn't get any better.
So, I think Alcantara is a candidate to get you some innings, not give up many runs. The Cubs don't strike out much. Maybe they'll give us a bone in that lineup. Maybe, like if we're just going to be pitching ugly guys and we have to take 2 on DraftKings, he could fit. We already like Hellickson for cash, so he's going to fit. I don't think, he's really... I feel like he's more of a cash game option than a GPP because what's the real upside? But at this point, we're just looking for a guy not to get us negative scores, and like 15 is a dream.
15 is the dream, man. I'm with you. If you can get up to the Sweet 16, you know what I'm saying? Then you're sitting pretty. That's what it's looking like. There's a good chance that Hamo gets you 16, 17, and you end up wasting all this money spending up for him in tournaments. So. On FanDuel, you have a couple interesting options. Let's talk about this for a second. We also got there's a couple other games we didn't mention. We do on FanDuel. You got Trevor Williams, you got Spencer Turnbull, you got Nathan Eovaldi against the Yankees, and you got J.A. Happ, the lefty, against the Red Sox. Before we discuss these like nasty options, is there anybody at least for the FanDuel players, maybe they get a little bit of a bailout and go with it?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Both the guys in that Pirates game I'd take a shot on. Turnbull has been impressive. The strikeout stuff seems to be real, and in that park, Pirates offense has been abysmal. Like he's had like one bad start and 2 or 3 really good ones. I think we can go there. And on the other side, Williams against a lot of righties in a pitcher's park. I think that's in consideration too, because literally nothing else is. So. Those guys actually sound appealing to me.
There's appeal?
There is some appeal.
Nice. I'm with you. I think that it's like I'm mad at FanDuel for doing this and moving their slate up earlier, but at the same time, they did kind of save their slate, whereas DraftKings slate is like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like DraftKings is just like, wow. I mean, I agree with you though. Like, it's like literally 2 different builds. Like on FanDuel, you actually have some guys that can get you some upside. Like even if it is at least point per dollar upside. On DraftKings, like you said, it's more like which one of these grenades are you know what I'm saying? Like is not gonna which one of these landmines is not gonna blow me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different area. That should make the next portion more fun. Bats. That should make this part more fun. I would assume I'm just going to take a guess that the chalk tomorrow is going to be the Rangers against the Dark Knight, formerly known as the Red Knight, formerly known as the Dark Knight, Matt Harvey. Right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Chalk City chick, Chalk City chick. 10, 10, 10s, 20s, and you know the rest.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think there's candidates though, like throughout the slate, but chalk probably, right? Like
who doesn't want to attack Matt Harvey with all these beautiful lefties? Right. Didn't they already do the dirty to him in
in Los Angeles?
Dirty was done to him. Dirty was done.
But we are missing like 2 of the heavy hitting lefties. Guzman's on the DL and Odor is, right? So we're you know, again, tomorrow's lineups may have some like one or two pieces missing because it's like that Wednesday last game of the series. So, if they take like any one of them really, but like Chu or Gallo out, all of a sudden not as dangerous.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Real quick before we continue with hitting, I didn't see this for some reason when I had the DraftKings screen pulled up, but Wade Miley, Frankie Montas. Do you like anything there? Like, do you like?
So Wade Miley, he's been throwing like 60% cutters. Oakland doesn't profile that well. They actually have a pretty high whiff rate. Do we have an ump here? No, I don't have an umpire. But if he gets a good umpire, plus not the most dangerous Oakland lineup, I think I could go there in this park if the roof is closed. A couple factors we got to wait on, but I've been like, Houston has turned Garrett Cole into like a stud. They rejuvenated Verlander's career. The kid that's on Tampa Bay now, that was with them last year, Morton, like he out of nowhere. So they have been, there's a trend of them improving guys, and Miley has been better there. His last start didn't work out, but maybe, Oakland just got shut down today by McHugh. Like, he's all right, but, they've kind of cooled off a little since going back home. I think Miley at 6'6", I have a lot of interest in because he's super cheap, and I think there's a chance he, like, could put up a good start.
And it's like we said, man, just don't blow me up. That's basically like Miley. Just go out there and, if you get me 3 or 4 strikeouts across 6 innings, we're cool, man. Just don't give up more than like 2 runs, and you know what I mean? Like, and that might be it. And Montas, like, I'll just ask you about him. Anything there? 8K on DraftKings, like, is there anything there?
Like, so how do you click Montas over Miley for 1,400 more when Miley probably has more strikeout upside? Miley's going to be the favorite. Miley's probably slightly better. Like, I don't know how you go to Montas, but I don't mind Montas, but he's the one at that price where, like, anything goes wrong and you're just not getting much more than, like, 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, you're just devastated.
Yeah, he's not striking out more than 4.
Let's go back to the bats. I'm going to ask you about this guy, Jeff Samardzija. Bruh. So this dude balled out against the Rockies at home in San Francisco. But now he's going to Washington to see the Nationals. The Bryce Harper-less Nationals. The Brian Dozier Nationals. The Yan Gomes Nationals. What do you think, man? Like, are you leaning towards Samardzija, like that was real? Or are you leaning towards, nah, that ain't real? Rockies, he caught the Rockies at just the perfect moment. They were in a slump. And the Nationals about to lit that ass up. So.
So he has never done well against them. Not since 2014. About 7 starts. And I know he did well against the Rockies, but what did he do before that? He faced Tampa at home, 4.2 innings, a walk, 6 hits, 4 Ks, and 3 earned. And then he faced San Diego, went 5, 2 Ks against San Diego, 4 walks. Hasn't given up a homer all season, 1 run, it was unearned. I think I'd be more inclined to play the bats, right? Like,
yeah, man. Like, first of all,
how many bat spots are we gonna like, right? Like, I think Washington has one of the bigger upsides.
Yeah,
on the
man.
slate.
First of all, I don't like taking pictures against the Nationals anyway. So, like, if I don't want to take a picture against you, and and Jeff Samardzija, who I like before that last start has been awful. Yeah, man. Let's just go. It's Liddy,
Did they play today, the Giants?
Yeah, they beat up on Strasburg, man. Did it dirty to them.
Oh, they were already there.
They were here.
Okay.
They were here. Have no fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Deer out here. You know what I'm saying? just thought about that. Never mind. But yeah, I think the Nationals, man. I like that. I think we stack them up tomorrow. They're coming off a loss, a little embarrassed. Couldn't get no run support. But they just had Derek Rodriguez, who I don't think is very good, but I think is better than Samardzija right now. And maybe I'm wrong.
You think Derek Rodriguez is better than
Samardzija? Well, I'm assuming that this is the same Samardzija that we had last year and the end of the year before that. The Samardzija that just went terrible and couldn't get through 3 innings. You know what I'm saying? If you recall, Samardzija was really bad. He went out on a bad note the last few times we saw him before this last start against the Rockies. Things have been rough for him, man. You know what I'm saying? Real rough. So, if that's the case...
Samardzija is a beast, though, bro. He's a 2-sport athlete. The kid was a receiver.
He used to be a beast, no doubt.
Throws team. I want to see him ball out again. Do well. At least, exceed expectations this year. So I'm rooting for him. So I don't want him to get...
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you have a time machine?
No.
Then my man ain't coming back, Paulie. My man ain't coming back, bro. Yeah, it's like LeBron James. He'd love his hairline to come back and be what it once was. The great hairline of LeBron James. That ain't coming back, man. You gotta
for a while. Man. So is LeBron's career.
He's gonna take it too far.
Oh, I love it. It's over.
Sam.
Nothing but negativity coming for that guy. It's all gonna be bad. Not gonna miss. We may miss the playoffs. Maybe he'll make the playoffs, but get disappointed in the second round. Magic quit on him. No one wants to be around him.
Probably likes to be ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? So he's been against LeBron for quite a while.
I do.
Now he thinks it's his time to shine. He was here first, so good luck, Paulie. I'm rooting for you, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about David Hess, the Rays. That's the next obvious spot, maybe.
So, David Hess is one of the bigger trolls in DFS baseball, lately. Going back to the end of last year, this year, he's a guy you always want to have exposure to when he's pitching, attacking him, because it's not really making sense why he does well. He throws a lot of soft fastballs, and I believe he has 2 other pitches, and they don't grade out well. But he's put up 2 pretty solid games when the bats he was facing were chalk. Tampa does strike out when they're not crushing. I just don't want to get too exposed against him, right? Because it's burned me way too many times if you go back to last year. But I do really like this Tampa Bay lineup. They're the team that I fear the most for the Yankees in the AL East. I just think they have a really good coach, a ton of real good players on pitching and on offense. So, I think you can always grab them, especially against a David Hess. So, I'm kind of I'll have Tampa, but I think they're going to be very popular. So I will be under the field is my thought on that game.
Under the field,
right? Austin Meadows, Brandon Lau. These guys are going to be pretty popular.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do think that the Rays and Texas will be a popular combination that we'll see tomorrow against Harris. And you're right, man. In the past, the dude has just trolled. The Rays, it's a tough call. I'll probably try to match the field because it's not such a huge slate that I feel maybe I can get away with that and just kind of match the field because it is a really good spot. But I do agree. I think that we've seen Hess kind of, and I think what's more important is do we have other pivots to go to that make sense, right? And if there is, then sure, I think we can raise our exposure to some of those other teams. But yeah, right. I would assume that the Rays are going to be one of the chalkier ones,
One thing, very important, I need you to do for me. On all your Rays stacks tomorrow, play Avi.
Avi, baby. Avi Garcia.
All of them.
All Rays stacks. On the Rays stacks.
All in.
Yes.
Avi.
Do it. He stole that from Nike. It's his now. That's how good he is. He literally stole it when he ran to second base. That's what he stole. You know what I'm saying?
Stole second base. When Avi's stealing bases and homering multi-hit games, like we saw this. We looked at it a week ago and we were like, Avi's about to break out. He's had a couple multi-hit games. Now he's homering, stealing bases. This guy is like, he's like a step below what like Manny Ramirez kind of player, where like when he's healthy, he can rake like that. He's got a really good bat, and he's just always been hurt. But if he's healthy, with guys getting on base in front of him, this could be a really good season for him.
I'm with it. Let me ask you about your boys, man. This is a FanDuel thing. Eovaldi hasn't looked very good. The Yankees, I know you guys are beat up. Problem is, you guys have a lot of righties in there right now. But any interest in the Yankees for the FanDuelers out there? No, just in the stinks. What about Eovaldi? Like 6 Trey.
No,
just like exit out.
I don't think. Are you ready to pitch Boston starters yet?
Not this one. Maybe Erod.
I mean, right? Like Erod's done well, but that's the only good start they've had, and definitely not in Yankee Stadium.
I feel you on that.
Like, I'm not ready to do it. I'm just gonna wait for that trend to turn or attack it. But man, the Yankees are so beat up. Like, it would be a 3-man only, and we're only talking about FanDuel, so it's not even 3-man land. But like, you know. Sure, you could play Aaron Judge versus anybody, always. At, maybe even low ownership. I would grab Voit. I would take the upside guys, Glaber, but I really this is not the time to be playing the Yankees. Like a month from now, when Stanton, Sanchez, and others are back, and we're like heating up and the weather's warming up, that's when we're going to jump on the Yanks. But it's just not right now, I don't think.
I feel you. Let me ask you about one more game. Like, give me your opinion on this Diamondbacks Braves game. There were a lot of runs scored today. We got Godley, Gausman, 2 pitchers that if they were against other opponents, I think we'd have more interest in playing them. I mean, Gausman, I'm sure people are going to like. But Godley's a pitcher that we do consider at times in the right opponent. Do you still feel like the Braves are the right one? Tell me where you're looking at in this.
Yeah.
What are you looking at here? Like Braves are projected for 5.1 runs. See how?
I think the Braves are my favorite offense on the slate. Number one, that's there's parity in baseball this year. Like, there's a lot of really good teams, a lot of bad. Like, they're in the really good, and their offense is really good. And Acuna's a bona fide stud already. We already know Freeman's a stud. Albies maybe on his way to being one. So, there's just a lot to like with the Braves lineup. And then on slates like this, where there may only be 3 teams who get over 6 runs, their probability of being in that 3 is so high. It's you definitely want exposure to the Braves. And then Godley is like a junk ball pitcher. Like, he doesn't even really throw fastballs. He's like a changeup, I want to say curve and sinker guy. I think that's his 3 pitches: changeup, curve, sinker. The Braves actually hit that stuff decent, and they don't strike out much. They don't swing and miss much. They can get guys on base. They'll be putting pressure on them. And then we haven't seen the cock in a while. So stat can really get juicy.
Oh, it can get juicy. It can get real juicy.
So, yeah, the Braves bats definitely. And then, you pretty much put me on not taking lefties against Arizona. Now, it's not a lefty, it's Gausman, but he's reverse splits. So, and Arizona doesn't really strike out to either side much. I kind of like this offense too in this park. What's their run total?
4.7. 4.7. For the D-backs?
Yeah,
I'm seeing
D-backs,
4, and the Braves at 5.1. Because the Braves are big favorites, minus 160.
Okay. So we'll keep our eye on the way the run total may move tomorrow, but I wouldn't be shocked if the D-backs were at 4-3, one of the higher risers too. So I like the offenses in this game. I don't really like the pitching. Godley's faced the Braves 3 times. He's had 1 good start, 2 really ugly. So, there's a little bit of history of them getting to him. And I don't know if Gausman's ever really seen the Diamondbacks. I'm going to check, but he probably doesn't have much history against them.
Not. I agree with you, though. I think this is a nice situation to get some bats. Curious to see what the ownership does look like. I know initially I had thought that, I would assume that the Rangers will be chalked. They're projected for 5.8 runs, and they are against Matt Harvey. I guess the Braves, I would think, if people are just going to follow the total, could be next. So maybe the Rays won't be as popular as we're thinking, just because, those are going to be the main two. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be low. I'm sure they'll be third at that point, but I don't know. How would you rank these 3 stacks in terms of, expected popularity?
Yeah, see, I don't think there's going to be much chalk on the slate. There's so many bad pitchers. You can make strong cases for a lot of the offenses, and there's enough, we got to go to the lines for that, though. How many teams are expected for over 4.7? Do you have the lines in front of you?
Over 4.7, right now, it's just, I think, the Twins, who may or may not play, the Braves, the Angels, and the Rangers. Those are, everybody else is 4.6 or lower. We have a lot of 4.6s.
Okay, so those four teams will be popular, though. We've seen that trend where people are just following.
I think it's interesting. The Nationals are a team we talked about. They could be kind of overlooked. They have 4.6 projected runs. The Houston Astros against Montas, 4.6 runs. The Oakland A's 4.5. I know we talked about not wanting to pick on Miley, but just in general, there are other teams who are projected for a decent amount of runs. We're just under that cusp. They go overlooked on a 7 to 10 game
slate. Yeah, but in general, I don't think there'll be a ton of popularity. I think you'll see a lot of balance, 10 to 25%. Everything will live in that range. But to answer your question, the 3 offenses I think will be the most popular. I think the Rangers against Harvey's got to be 1. I think the Braves have got to be 1. I mean, they have one of the higher totals. Yeah, and then I think I would say the Rays would be the 3rd highest.
That's what I would think as well. All right. That's going to do it, I think, for the MLB DFS podcast. Paulie, what we usually do is build a little cash game core on FanDuel. We do it on DraftKings, and then we do some top 3 actions, followed by some dog watch. Of course, before we get into that, I'm going to remind everybody, if you haven't already checked us out at wisestake.com, go check us out. Do yourself a favor. Come join the Wise Take Nation and see what it is all about. We got sweating in there almost on a daily basis, it seems like, right? We got MG doing the sweat skis. I haven't checked on him. He held. You held? MG. Bro, come on now. Wise Take Truther, man. MG's been grinding with us for a while, man. A long time, since last baseball season. He was winning his commas. Came to the nation winning commas. You know what I'm saying? Came here, win commas. Came here, win commas.
He's the dream. If you're a new subscriber to Wise Take, that's the guy you want to,
what you're trying to be.
Aspire to be.
Him. What's his name? Beedole. I always call him Brody. His name is Brody, but I always think Brody Dole. But Beedole is his Wise Take name. So yeah. But there's a few of them out there. We got Todd, who's been grinding cash games for how long?
Podrick.
You know what I'm saying? Just I hope we don't. G Tuck in there, man, grinding it out. LD. We got Larry DeRosa.
LD. Yeah, he's the champion of Twitter.
Twitter champion
for the nation.
Just in general, and there's more members we haven't mentioned, and that's what makes this place so great. Is that we have we have awesome content. Our analysts work really, really hard and dig, but we're also in the chat itself. The members they learn things, and that's how we try to make it. We try to make it you pick up on the trends, and I don't know. It just seems like it all kind of comes together. And Stevie and Dan do a great job of being in the Slack and talking to the members and exchanging ideas, and everybody kind of learns from each other. It's just a great thing. And then when you see people come out successful, so often, and it's just awesome, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's the shit. It is the shit. That's it.
Yo, just so you know, there's another comma in the Slack. L3SG. One single bullet, $8 entry. Took first for 1,000. 8 to 1,000. That's what? What is that? That's like 125x. That's a nice one.
Shout out to Thunder Dan with the Mike
Oh
Minor
my God.
That was pretty. The Thunder Dan.
The Hoffer kid on Yahoo, $160. Won 3,200.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a 200x. Wow, that's a really good night. Oh man,
that's what the nation does, man. Commas everywhere. Commas everywhere. What we do.
Comma
Come join. Do yourself a favor. You can get a day pass for $2.50. You won't get in the Slack with that, but you will get access to all of our actual content. Try the content. See what it is. See for yourself. After that, save yourself some money. Get into the Slack chat. Get a monthly membership or higher. That'll get you in the Slack chat. And just be a part of the core. Wise Take Nation, and start doing your thing. Paulie, what do you always ask when this happens? You always ask, who's next? Who's next? All right, time to do some the cash game core. So FanDuel, Paulie, Carrasco, is that what you're thinking here?
Yeah, most
Carrasco. Is there like a priority bat you think we got to try to cram in here with Mr. Carrasco?
Most definitely. Let's think about this. Who's the highest run total on the slate?
Man. The Rangers.
The Rangers.
So we want is it Gallo? You guess that?
Joey Gallo's 4,300. That's crazy cheap. He homered today. He has homered in his last 2 games. Yes. Joey Gallo. That's a good one.
Oh, you know who?
It's a really good one, dude. JD Martinez at 4,300 against J.A. Happ in Yankee Stadium. Yeah. Mookie Betts is 4,100.
Wow. Definitely some value. They've been that bad. They've earned that. I mean, they say buy low, sell high, man. You know that. Damn. That's cheap. Mookie hasn't done shit, though.
Dude, J.A. Happ is a fly ball pitcher in Yankee Stadium. One of these two guys is 100% homering tomorrow, like for sure. Oh, you know who also is probably cheap? AF, that's a cash game play tomorrow.
Danny.
I would bet he's got BVIP too. Steve Pearce, 2,400 against J.
Oh yeah, I like that call. That'll help with the Carrasco build.
Yeah, 2,400.
Let me see. So hypothetically, if we were to put JD, let's see. I mean, I think you could work with it. Maybe we plug in Danny Santana at second base for Texas. So if we went Carrasco, Pierce, Santana, Gallo, JD Martinez, we got about 2,900 left for a third baseman, shortstop, and an outfielder in utility. So you find like a couple, like a punt outfield, and I think you can make everything work, man. I mean, I think that's solid. You know what I mean? Earth is my planet. Let's go to DraftKings now. And Cole Hamels, I think that's the dude, man. I think Cole Hamels in cash. And I think that we stick with Hellickson for now. What do you think? Or do you want to try to go expensive? Or do we just I think
no. No. Spend
that's
less
what I'm
on
saying,
pitching.
man. That's what Patio Joe's been preaching. That's the Kool-Aid he's making. And I'm drinking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the real bats on this side are going to cost.
Like, how much is Joey Gallo? 5.3 for Mr. Joey Gallo over here. You don't have Steve Pearce. That sucks. How much is Santana over here?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, you don't have Steve.
4.2, man. Damn.
4.2.
That's rough. In your face. In your face. Dude was on the couch. All the Rangers are priced up, though. That's just what you're going to do. I mean, I still think Gallo, or maybe we come down to Chu. We could do that to save some money. You'd like to play them both if you could in cash, I think. But, man.
Agree.
Is there like a value bat? Obviously, when the lineups comes out, this is a lot easier to do, but DraftKings always makes it kind of difficult.
Avi Garcia.
Your boy. How much is he? He's 4-1.
41.
Slowly raising that ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's
bro, you know who I think? I think Brian Dozier might be the punt on DraftKings for second base. 37.
Is he facing a lefty fastball, 92-mile-per-hour pitcher?
He's facing Jeff Samardzija, though.
Does he throw a lot of fastballs between 92 and 94 miles per hour?
We could check real quick.
Yeah, check that. Because Brian
Dozier is terrible. Yes,
we got to do better than
bro.
that.
He's 3-7. He throws the sinkers and cutters.
Nope. Then we can't play Brian
Dozier. Why not? Look at this against the sinker. 238 ISO, 349 whoops. Not good enough. It's because you got a man crush on Samardzija, man. We already discussed. We already discussed where we stand on this topic.
We can just do better. We can find something better. Let me look. All right. How about? Who were you just pitching?
Who was that pitching? Oh, Brian Dozier.
No, like Brian Dozier at
batting second base.
Yeah. How about Cole Calhoun at 3-9?
That's fine. We could do that. I almost think, who's pitching for them again? Lance Lynn. I'm cool with Calhoun at lefty. All right, we'll go Calhoun. So we'll go Calhoun in this piece. It's not going to be that difficult. We got Cole Hamels, Hellickson, Gallo, Calhoun. So even if you wanted JD over here, you can't do JD over here. That's a FanDuel only. That's a FanDuel only thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it actually isn't that bad. I guess because it came down to Hellickson, it's not that bad. But you could really get Nursty. Maybe some Freddie Freeman, Freddie Doubles, with some Freddie Doubles action.
Freddie Dubs. Freddie Dubs.
Who doesn't like doubles in their life? Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just uncomfortable. I mean, the bats you have fun building with the bats, but when it comes to those pitchers and cash, that's when you're gonna be nauseous. That's just the way it is. Sam Styles. Top 3 pitchers, Paulie. What you got? It should be good.
Fast transition. Yes. Didn't even have a chance to think about that.
That's how we do.
Top 3 pitchers, GP pay or
just in general. Like who are your actual top 3 pitchers?
Conglomerates. Both sites.
Yeah, we should probably do like a separate for the pitchers. For pitchers,
separate.
Yeah, I'd be separate.
All right. Carrasco, Turnbull, and Williams for Pittsburgh. And on DK, give me Hamels, Alcantara, and Miley.
I'm going to go Carrasco, Turnbull, Trevor Williams, like you said on FanDuel. I think that they'll bail that action. And on DraftKings, I think Hellickson. I'm gonna say Chirinos, and I'm gonna pull the cop out card and go with Odorizzi and just pray that weather changes by tomorrow. Top 3 stakes.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. If you play Hellickson in cash, do you have some hedge stacks?
Why not? I mean, it's because on DraftKings only a 7-game slate. If the Twins game is out, it becomes a 6-game slate. So it's like you can there's enough that you can cover. Like why not? They just teed off on what's this?
It's like, don't call me crazy, but I'm kind of like a giant stack as a 3-man tonight.
Bada bing. You know. Top 3 stacks. Giants one of them?
No.
I didn't think so.
Braves. Tampa. And Diamondbacks.
It would be off brand for me not to pick on Matt Harvey, so I'm gonna go with the Texas. It should just be off brand. Then I'll go with the Rays. I'm sorry, I meant the Braves. The Braves, still a little under the weather, getting the thing in my throat. And the Nationals.
Let me ask you a question. How many teams? The answer could be more than 150. Like maybe, because you enter a different team into every GPP. How many teams would you need to put Matt Harvey in as a pitcher tomorrow?
Give me like 550,000 teams. You know what I'm saying? And I'll consider Matt Harvey.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. That's really funny.
Don't tell me you're considering Matt Harvey. Oh,
he's
my
the cheapest pitcher on the slate.
Gosh. I get the leverage. Like, these guys suck. Harvey does
There's
good.
no Guzman. There's no Odor. Okay.
Man.
What if Joey Gallo takes a day off? Like, I might do it.
I don't know, man. It's wild. How many? Well, okay. So, playing Matt Harvey? What are you hoping to get? Like, realistically, 15.
Yeah.
Matt Harvey, 15. Okay. All right. I wish you the best of luck with this.
Okay.
DraftKings, right? DraftKings.
You have 150 teams.
Yeah.
You have 150 teams. You're on draft. Definitely not on FanDuel, but you're on DraftKings. You have 150 teams. He affords you a ton of good bats. I don't know. Why not?
This is Matt effing Harvey, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's got the worst numbers on the whole slate. Like, it's so clear. It's so clear to stack. It's like hilarious. 99 exit velocity over the last 3 starts. 236 distance. 63 hard. But I don't know, man. I think I'll have 3 floor if I had 150.
I wish you the best. I really do. Wish you the best.
Yep. May the gods be with you.
May the force be with you. Everything. My child be with you. Dong watch, yep. Paulie. Wait, did we do the stacks? I think I just said that. Yeah, we did. I think we did. Because I was coughing. That's what screwed me up. All right. Dong watch, then. Who's going deep? Avi, you had to do it. You had to.
I had him on the Dong watch today.
He did. He did the dirty Dong did look. I'm going to have to go with... I'm going to go Brian Dozier. Because you just disrespected my man. And I'm telling you, bro, it's happening. It's happening.
Dude, we had a conversation today, and it went like this. And I was like, do you know who has fallen from grace more than anyone in baseball? It's just so sad. And you go, who? And I'm like, I can't even like have you guess because it's so like... But we talked about Brian Dozier and how maybe he's off steroids. And, like, we've never seen a guy like go this long struggling. Like, it's really sad.
That's how much that I think Samardzija. That's what I think of Samardzija. That I am willing to use Brian Dozier at 3 sale on DraftKings. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
It doesn't even throw 92-mile-per-hour fastballs. Like, I don't get it.
He throws the sinkers. I just told you the sinker stats. You don't like 200-something ISOs? You don't like them? Not good enough for Paulie?
It's probably a really small sample.
Small sample for what? Sinkers? What sinkers?
Yeah, it's probably like 43 pitches.
Try 180 batted ball event, sign? 180 batted ball event, sign?
All right, maybe. It's probably won't even be in the lineup that far. Give me Christian Walker against the reverse splits. Kevin Gausman. Homer tonight too.
Reverse splitzing on him. Let's go with. I'm gonna go with. What's it? Ozzy Albies. Oh man, I just freaked out. I thought it said 3-7. I was like, no, he's 3-7. That's FanDuel. He's 3-7 on FanDuel.
Yeah. Ridiculous price. That's a really good call. I do like that.
Ozzy.
I'm gonna stay in that same game and go with Johan Camargo.
Cam taught me this new thing this year. It's called depth taxes and Johan Camargo versus lefty. Remember what I said about Flores and like. And he busted that out with Camargo, and like he said it as if like that's like everybody says that, and I'm like,
no, nobody says that. No one's ever said that, but that's very
that's something that was built by the Wise Take Nation, I think. I do. I will end this with Kevin Kiermaier of the Tampa Bay Rays, and that is going to do it for the Wise Take DFS podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like and a share to support the White Stake Nation. If you're watching on Twitch or Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. And if you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. Paulie D, anything in closing before we get out of here, man?
Yes. If Hunter Pence is batting third for the Rangers, I'll add another 2 Matt Harvey teams tomorrow.
For Paulie D, for myself, the entire White Stake Nation, as always, good luck.